shareholder. My grandfather invested in Coke when it first went on the stock market, so our family has been involved for the fourth generation now. And we're asking, essentially this morning, we're asking Coca-Cola to form a human rights committee on the board of directors that would be accountable to the shareholders for the fiduciary responsibilities of the company, not to destroy the value of Coca-Cola through supporting genocide in Darfur or supporting the suppression of the people of Tibet indirectly through their business deals in China and other countries around the world. Also, water issues has been something we've been very concerned about. Last year, our proposal related to water use in India, where Coke put down bottling plants that are, as you probably know, they suck up so much water that wells in the villages around the plant go dry. And actually in 2002, we asked Coke to join discussions about China and how to do business in China in preparation for the Olympics, knowing that Coca-Cola would be totally identified with the Olympics. And they refused to even join discussions with other corporations like Target and Reebok and McDonald's and human rights groups. We also work with Amnesty International. And just wanting corporations to really think about what it's like to do business in a country where human rights violations are so rampant. And of course, now the human rights violations in the United States are reaching equivalent with the worst human rights violators in the world. So we're also concerned about our own country and Coca-Cola's support of George W. Bush, because that has been a tradition among the corporate America. Support both sides, but Coke really and their largest shareholders Bush support. So we have a lot of concerns.
To tell actually the shareholders of Coca-Cola that they should go ahead and implement the recommendations of a study that they commissioned and that they funded that came out in January 2008 that actually says that the Coca-Cola company must shut down one of its bottling plants in India, in Kaladera in Rajasthan in North India. And we're wondering what is taking them so long. And the reason the report stated that they should shut down the plant is because the report assessed the situation, the water situation in the area, and recognized very clearly that the Coca-Cola plant and its extraction of water is making worse significantly the already existing water crisis in the area. And in other words, the coexistence of the Coca-Cola bottling plant and the community and meeting their water needs it's just not sustainable. It's not going to work. And so I'm here to tell them to go ahead and implement the recommendation that their own report recommended. Unfortunately, we're running into a lot of spin by the Coca-Cola company, this so-called corporate social responsibility that they're talking about, which is really a response by corporations to deal with globalization. But it's disingenuous, some of the stuff that they come out with, and frankly, some of the stuff we've heard in media in terms of the response to the report by Coca-Cola is outright lies, and so I'm here to tell the shareholders that they must hold their management, the Coca-Cola company management, accountable. Otherwise, and this is very significant, otherwise it's going to cost them a lot, both financially and criminally, because the Coca-Cola company is liable financially and criminally in India for the abuses that they're committing.
My question to Coca-Cola today is, what is Coke trying to hide? Is this corporation just full of hot air?
I just want to let Coca-Cola know that if they allow the Olympic torch to be run through Tibet, Tibetans inside Tibet will non-violently rise up and resist and protest, and will be met with extremely harsh and brutal violent crackdown by the Chinese government. Earlier this month, they've already announced that if there are any protests, peaceful protests, they will be met with severe penalty. So we're demanding that Coke retract its funding from the Olympic torch relay and stop the bloodshed before it happens.
Coca-Cola parce qu'on leur a demandé de signer une charte qui prend en compte des principes éthiques qu'on veut absolument qu'ils respectent. On a acheté des actions chez eux, donc maintenant leur revenu c'est un peu le nôtre aussi, et du coup on veut qu'ils prennent en compte des principes éthiques et qu'ils se se mettent dans la tête qu'il y a des problèmes de liberté d'expression dans ce pays et que devenir sponsor des Jeux Olympiques de Pékin, c'est quelque part refuser d'accepter les problèmes qu'il y a dans ce pays-là.
Today, two bus people here in front of Coca-Cola. We're having a meeting. Our request, humble request to Coca-Cola is not to sponsor Beijing Olympic this time. Especially the torch shouldn't be go through Tibet at all, because China, what they're saying is they are saying politics and games are two different things. If it is so, why the torch is bringing in Tibet? Knowingly that few weeks ago Tibetan people are having a demonstration to say that China should go out from Tibet. So if you look at that, then China shouldn't be carrying any torch in Tibet. They will bring the torch in the world or in their China, in their own country China. We don't have any problem, but no torch through in Tibet. It will bring more problems.